Good afternoon, Ultimate fans, and welcome back to the Ivor Dents Sports Park in Edmonton, Alberta for the Canadian Ultimate Championships Junior Division. We are here for a Junior Open Final between Dyno from BC and Origine from Quebec. Before we get this game started, we would love to acknowledge that we are in Edmonton, which is located on Treaty 6 land and Métis Nation number 4. We want to acknowledge and thank the diverse Indigenous peoples who call this area home, and we are committed to diversity, inclusion, and sport. And we are so grateful to be able to play here on these fields due to their stewardship of the land for time immortal. And we are just about ready to get this game started with Origine on defense and Dino coming down on offense.
Origine taking a commanding win after some time against Canyon earlier today. Dino the same against Team Manitoba. So this should be a spicy final, enjoying the matchup we get to bring you today. Origine coming down in a zone defense. Dino looking for holes in the middle, but when not seeing it, content to bounce it between their handlers. Ponton with McCullough are happy just to reset the count with a pass until Ponton goes over the top. Read well by Miller. Flips it back to Ponton. McCullough. Lefty goes to Ponton in the middle as Dino pops into the vertical end zone stack. Origine forcing towards us while the wind is typically pushing away. Velasquez, his pass a little low after some pressure by Chandonnet. And if Origine can work this up for the break, it will be an immediate statement for the energy. Ludwig Lavoie, a big presence earlier in the game, works with the handlers to move it around. Ariel, the hero from the semifinal. There in the handler core now with the disc. He and Lavoie are able to work it up the middle together. Ariel looking for options. Has a wide open Tremblay in the middle. Little miscommunication from Origine causes a turnover. Almost intercepting each other. McCullough picks up. Ponton moves that around to Velasquez. Dino now working it up. Centeno looking for options. He can center it to Velasquez. Instead, Velasquez takes off. Dump to McCullough. A good switch in the handler core for an open pass by Dino. Chua has Ponton in the end zone. They await the observer signal to celebrate, and there it is. So a dirty hold for Dino. The score, 1-0.
Great first point for Dino there. Each team had one turnover, but they were able to get the disc back and confidently punch it into the end zone. Weather-wise, definitely a bit gusty here, and it's pretty chilly here, so everyone has to be a little extra confident on those throws and catches there, making sure they're executing them properly. But I don't think either team showed too much in terms of nerves out on that first point. Dino had 15, 20 calm, cool, collected passes before they had the one little miscue, and then once Origine had possession again, I think they were moving the disc confidently until they had that one little miscommunication between their teammates there. So I think just a couple small adjustments on each team to keep things a little bit cleaner for the rest of this final.
Should be all right. Sometimes the initial jitters as well, getting into a final, you come in with a lot of energy, so you need some time to get adjusted. We did intend to bring some drone footage for you today, as we've had some really cool dual camera action, but the weather here is preventing that, so it will just be our single camera angle from the booth up here today. Ariel is going to send it. Yep, was in the neighborhood, easily reads it, and now Dino calms down. Big toss by Tang. Ja has it just outside of the end zone. Dino with a chance for their first break. Ja doesn't have any options, but he does, as a hard-working Lawrence Petaluna is able to cut around his check at the stack, sticking with his cut for the goal. Brings our score to 2-0, the first break of the game for Dino.
I think while Dino came out pretty calm against the Origine zone there, Origine didn't show that same calmness back there. Like, they kind of forced something upfield where there were some open reset options to move that front of that zone around a little bit before. I really loved how Leon on Dino, once he got the disc, he was just like, let's chill. Take a breath. Yeah, Dino's been here before. They know how to win here. And they came out and made that statement here. We're going to get this break right now on that first opportunity we have. And we have a chance for Dino's offense back out. Or sorry, Dino's defense getting another chance here. We'll see if they show that same zone against Origine or if they give them a different look.
Well, Dino has always done an excellent job of capitalizing on momentum. They're a very intense team that works really hard on keeping their team engaged as much as possible, but the Origine sideline here getting pretty noisy in order to keep themselves in the game. That pole will sail out of bounds onto the hill, and it will be Breton who will go pick up. Isaac Breton, big anchor handler, interviewed him earlier today. He is a very strong presence in the handler core for Origine.
Right before that pole went up, the wind picked up significantly, going left to right across your screen. So that pole, which may have landed in bounds about 30 seconds prior, was probably pushed out the back of the end zone due to that extra wind.
Leto looking for options. Dino playing some intense person D. That pass by Trudeau is thrown into the ground. He knows he messed up. Signals it to his teammates. Jordan Leon will pick up. Petaluna doesn't like his first options. Thinks about the I go across field. No. Smart reset to Ja. Ja giving the head bob. I don't like that. First cut. Going to go with the lefty around as he runs out of time. And Ariel is there to smack it to the ground. Breton picks up. Chandonnet left alone, so Trudeau will swing to him. Chandonnet likes Breton going up the line. That big dad throw of an IO backhand. Trudeau. Send it back to Breton. Breton takes a little hop, uncalled, but there's a pick down field. Looks like number 46, Gavin Tang, thinks someone got in his way. I believe he's signaling, hey man, you were going to get the disc, but I definitely should have better field position. So he will catch up to Lavallee. Oh, pardon me, Gauthier. Trudeau has Ariel in the middle. Good leading throw to keep it out of the hands of Petaluna. Chandonnet. Origine did a really good job of this earlier to try and get the disc off the sideline, bounce it off. A good plan, probably against a really aggressive defense like Dino, right, Jen?
Yeah, absolutely. They're applying a lot of pressure on not only those open side cuts, but on the break side as well. Really causing Origine to take a second, make sure they're making a sure pass to all their teammates as they work out all the way to the other side of the field.
Ariel Disc still alive for Origine, even though Dino got a hand on it there. Trudeau has some space to Chandonnet. Perhaps not the intended receiver, but Chandonnet saw the defense incoming, turned on the Jets, and Origine gets on the board. The score, Dino 2, Origine 1. Dino up, 1 break.
Great work by the Origine offense there. They had a little mistake early on in that first possession, but were able to get the disc back. And as we mentioned earlier, Clay confidently moving it, getting those open side cuts originally, but when that's not there and they got a little too close to that sideline, went back to the break until they had that open shot into the end zone for their score. So giving the Origine D a second chance out.
Second chance out.
Second chance out for the game.
Yes.
So they threw a zone on Dino the first point out. Dino's going into the wind this time, so we'll see if maybe they have that zone another look and see how Dino works with it. That blade that cut through the zone the first time might not be as easy an option for them here going into the wind.
Yeah, the math suggests that those don't continue to come through. Coach colleague of mine, Warren Tang, in the 2012 mixed semifinal against my team, he was on Union, and we were coming down with everything, and he told his team it would not continue, and it didn't, and then they won. That pole lands in. It's flipped to McCullough in the middle, though, and he'll go right around the zone immediately to get it moving. Ponton doesn't look as one look upfield and swings it. I love that presence of mind to say, why bother keep looking upfield if there's no options? Let's move the disc, and he does with Velasquez. Really spread out on the offense here by Dino. They're trying to sit behind the zone. Lots of players asking for these big passes over top. The handlers thinking no thanks, perhaps baiting the defense to drop back as they punch it through. Velasquez and Ponton easily playing tic-tac-toe with each other here with some backup from McCullough and Chua. Dino doesn't seem to really care that it's on that side of the field.
No, Dino's being super chill with the disc right now. Like, they know they have those reset options when they need them. Kind of giving a second or two to look if there's any holes in that zone. If not, just handlers are happy to just share the disc amongst each other until they have that easy option upfield.
Ponton was thinking about the OI to Velasquez, but it's not quite there, showing some great patience. You can tell this O-line from Dino is well practiced in keeping the disc alive, baiting the defense to get gains like that. So slow but steady working up the field. But if you're Origine, I mean, in these conditions, the math also suggests the more throws you do, the better. McCullough with the big, let's say, obvious push-off of Tremblay. Tremblay might have bumped him, and McCullough gave it right back. But as in most sports, one might realize it's always the retaliation that gets called.
Dino going right back to that chilly offense on the sideline, just kind of calmly resetting amongst the handlers.
Ponton trying to get a give go with Chua, but doesn't have anybody to throw to as Velasquez is covered. Chua trying to give go, using the momentum from his run up to try and get some yards. Origine seems to be catching on. Velasquez, or McCullough, excuse me, will flip it to Chua. Ponton digs that out of the ground. He's got some momentum, so his give-go takes off. Origine drops into match defense. Round to Chua. Velasquez covered by Gagne. But goes up the line and gets it anyway. Ponton flips it over to Chua. McCullough, 2 yards outside of the end zone. Doesn't like the sideline play. Too many Dino players cutting to the same place. Ponton expertly reels it in. He doesn't like all the traffic, wants a one-on-one clean. He'll get it back from Velasquez. There's his one-on-one opportunity, but again, a little bit too much traffic from Dino in the same place here. We're constantly getting 2 players to the same spot. But that time, it's okay, as eventually Origine ran out of gas on that side, and despite 2 players to the same space, Velasquez comes up with the goal. The score, 3-1. That is a hold.
A hold, but a long, patient hold for Dino.
Yes.
Which, I mean, also if you're Origine and you're like, we caused them to throw, 30, 40 passes on that away sideline. That's kind of what that zone is aiming to do, right? You want the team to throw a lot, not gain a lot of yards. But Dino was fine with that.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's that situation. If you're going to force a team to throw 50 throws, the odds are in your favor. So that is it's a good defensive point.
maybe against teams that don't have Ponton anchoring their offense.
Ponton was chill.
Yeah, like no nerves, nothing on that when he was on that sideline with the disc. And then props to the rest of the Dino squad when they finally did get through that trap on the sideline. They immediately went 4 passes across the field, gaining yards each time too. So even though those players didn't get those opportunities to find those holes when it was stuck on that sideline, they were right on there, ready to go as soon as it got off. Dino end zone probably not as clean as they would like.
No, I felt like they had a cut come off the back of the vertical step.
Mm-hmm.
They had a cut come off the front. They had a handler go up the line.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all great options. They just have to yield to each other.
Yeah.
The back has to see when the front has the cut and just get out of his way so you have an earlier opportunity. But honestly, their timing was so good. It's more of just clean it up a bit, little boys. It's not like a big deal. Chandonnet and Breton work together to quickly get the disc to half. Ariel wants the disc. Petaluna shuts the door. But eventually it works its way up to him. He's looking for some options. No continue cut timing, but it doesn't matter. As Papa Dimitriou gets it moving quickly underneath. Platon gets the disc back, looking for Chandonnet. Platon's going to go hard up line. Chandonnet doesn't like it. Swings around to Trudeau. Good switch by Dino. Gauthier. Back to Trudeau, over to Ariel. In the middle to Papa Dimitriou. And Ariel has an option. Chandonnet hanging out on the edge. Brings the score to 3-2. Dino. Dino still up a break.
Have another clean hold there from Origine. It seems they may have shaken up a couple of those execution errors they had in the first point or two and really calmed down, settled into this final, showing that they deserve to have that spot they earned here. Dino, lots of pressure on the unders, lots of pressure on the resets, but that didn't really fall to Origine. If their first option wasn't there, they kept looking for option 2, option 3. All the throwers staying really calm with the disc until they had that high percentage throw that they could make and complete.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to take this minute to talk about the plethora of sponsors we have at this tournament. Obviously, on the showcase field here, we have BE Ultimate, the official apparel on the showcase field, in conjunction with this they're paired up on this field. I got there. Discraft, they're 2 major sponsors for this tournament. The Edmonton Ultimate Players Association for hosting this great tournament. They can't control the weather. Edmonton weather gonna Edmonton weather. And Ulti Photos for getting some sick action shots. There's many more that I will get to later in the broadcast. This pass.
Looks like offside called on the pole here.
Thank you. Yes, this pole, I should say, there was an offside, so Dino allowed the disc to hit the ground. In doing so, they can punish the offside here by taking the disc at the brick.
It's like Origin choosing to match up here instead of the zone they've played the last couple points.
Super Tree play to Velasquez, not there, but an injury was taken off the play as number 16, Arellano, blew a tire and went hard, I think, on his shoulder. So we're just going to give this a minute. It's good coverage against Velasquez. Super Tree, one of my favorite plays. Very hard to easy to read, hard to defend. You always kind of want to think, if I'm up against someone really fast, I got to be ready if they turn deep. But if they're just going to streak under, you're often out of position.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure these teams have both done a fair bit of scouting prior to the game, kind of knowing where those key matchups are, both in the backfield and in the cutters.
Hubert Gauthier will come on for his teammate, whom we hope will be okay. Ponton with the disc. Isolation with Velasquez, not there. Chua with the jam cut, swings it right away, following the momentum of the disc. Zhang has Centeno. Centeno keeps his feet in. Ponton forcing his check back. A huge block by William Lefebvre.
Break chance here for Origine. Try and get back that one they lost earlier in the game.
Tremblay picks up. He's going to shoot it immediately to Hubert. And the ground contact on the layout knocks it out. Great layout, but he had it in the ground, took it away. McCullough picks up for Dino. Has some strikes, but they're pretty deep. Doesn't like the options. We'll go back around to Zhang and get it back. McCullough is showing us he is the anchor handler here for Dino. Ponton, the active quarterback, but McCullough always available for the pivot and swing. Ponton runs out of time, but as Miller elevates. Ponton runs up, so those two just playing together. McCullough doesn't like the first look. Ponton available, gets that around. Chua flips it back to Ponton. McCullough setting up in the front. It's slippery out there. Chua instead streaks across up the line. Ponton catches his check looking the other way just outside of the end zone, is able to flip it to McCullough. Goal, Dino.
That puts Dino up 4-2. Not a clean point, but they got the possession back and were able to keep that clean second possession here. So
yeah, it was a great bid by Hubert Gauthier. Just bouncing out. That was really, really close, really impressive.
yeah, absolutely, definitely wouldn't push that disc maybe a bit further than the thrower intended. Made it a little bit tougher of a catch because he did have that space on the cut.
I'll mention the remainder of our sponsors here. We have 3 tiers, Platinum, Gold, and Silver. Platinum was Explore Edmonton, a tourist organization to check out Edmonton. The Aberdeen Sports Park sponsoring us, perhaps with a discount on their lovely fields. I don't actually know that, but that's the assumption I'd make. And
the same.
Quick Sit Seating, who I believe is the bleachers, because they go up and down.
Yeah.
And then you can drive them away. It's cool. Gold sponsors, Remax providing our tents, Red Thunder Media, Dave's Diesel and Repair No Silvers, Carl's Jr., River City Events, Snowbird Rentals, the Alberta Film School, True North Scaffold that we're standing on, and Union Hall. What's Union Hall?
Union's Hall is maybe where we might congregate on Saturday night after the seniors tournament.
Oh, and
has concluded.
discuss all things.
Yeah, important strategy talks
Yes,
and
yes,
yes. No dancing or other fun shenanigans would happen at all there.
Never happened.
No, unreasonable.
Unreasonable. Unprofessional.
Yeah.
That ball goes out of bounds. So Origine will be permitted to bring it up to the brick.
Dino needs to release their poles about like 3 yards
Yeah.
behind their end zone line for those to land just at the back and give Origine a really tough spot to work from.
Trudeau goes around to Plateau. Ariel has Papa Demetrio down from the center of the stack. That's a foul. So LeBron was making the catch as he's in the process of the catch, even if the Dino defender did not hit his hands. When you hit a guy from behind and he's trying to go for a catch, it's pass interference if you're a football fan. So foul, no contest. He'll keep the disc. The Dino sideline down here, I don't know if they agree with me. I'm getting some eyes. Yeah, I'm looking at you. But that is a foul, everybody.
It's definitely you saw the disc stop moving and then immediately change direction.
Yeah. Trudeau. Looking for options. Finds Chabiran, who was such a weapon in the Canyon game in their semifinal earlier. And this was the first time we're really noticing him on the stream, so I'm sure he'll play quite a role in the game once he gets moving. Wants Trudeau. Trudeau can't get open with the push-off. He does come back and is going to put it out to Ariel, who elevates up in the end zone. Goal. Origine. The score, 4-3 for Dino. Dino still up a break with the only break of the game right now.
Yeah. Yeah, considering the weather conditions, these junior Open players doing a great job of mostly clean possession points. I think most we've had is 2 turnovers within 1 possession. Great work by Trudeau on that point. Throwing the disc up where basically only Ariel could catch it. Right in front of the Dino players. He had a great line for that. They were able to get themselves another hold to kind of keep this game tight and give their D-line a chance to try and break this Dyno O again. Dyno O looks like pretty consistent crew we've seen out for most of their offensive points.
Yeah. This is a team that, you know, we did see some variety this weekend. We saw a lot of pods.
Yeah.
You know, where teams are electing to kind of put out a group of players who play together, often O or D, it doesn't matter, or kind of just a cycle. It doesn't matter what you play. We're going to trade in a bunch of our players. Dyno going with a pretty standard or traditional offense and defensive line. It's all about where your chemistry is. I don't think there's a hard and fast better way of doing it. You find what works with your personnel.
Absolutely. And it seems to be working for Dyno. It's worked for them in the
Yeah,
past, so I mean, you might as well keep going with what works for you, right?
Ponton has Velasquez across, but he is robbed by number 23, Lee Tremblay, who calls a timeout. Tremblay had that all the way. I don't know if Velasquez knew he was there. Velasquez says, nope, there's no call. I believe observer Justin was just making sure. Oh, no, not a call. Stall count. Yeah, it is. Just making sure, hey, what was the count? And Velasquez signaled, no, I didn't have a count on.
Oh, absolutely. As that play was happening, I was just about to comment about how tight that Origine defense was. And then that line that Tremblay took was perfect. Well, it got to the point where it was avoiding contact of the Dino player and able to fully catch that. With this wind, if he was able to even just deflect it, you never know, it might just pop up and it might end up back in the hands of a Dino player. So maintaining that possession, and I like this call of the timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had kind of their first break chance in the red zone. They're not stuck on the sideline. They have a bit of room there. And I think it's just that great option to kind of get your team organized, make sure you execute this possession properly, and get that break back and get back in this game.
Speaking of the wind, let's get upgrading it to what kind of storm level? Let's go with bananas. It's really starting to pick up. We're quite cold up here, and the gusts are getting serious, and then it dies.
Yeah.
And then the gusts are serious, and then it dies. So it's pretty unpredictable right now. So Origine sets up in their vertical and a vertical end zone set. Needs to get this break back to get back on serve. Ponton poaching off the front of the stack as Origine tries an ISO. He sees it, but that's reeled in by Gauthier. And Gauthier, Asselin. So Origine gets themselves the break back. Our score now 4-4. We are on serve.
Timeout proved to be the great decision for them.
Yeah.
I think Origine showed a lot of patience on that possession. They ran that ISO first. First look wasn't there, but they kind of stuck with it. Were able to get the disc middle of the field, just outside of the end zone. And again, first look after that wasn't there, but that second option gave them their break to get back on serve in this game.
Yeah, a lot of hard stuff to the game plan. It was an ISO.
Yep.
Ponton from Dyno came right off the front of the vertical, and the cut kept on lateral or came towards the thrower, so that poach was essentially not a factor, which is really smart cutting. If you do cut backwards, you can bet defenders from the stack are going to come help. So Ponton did his job, but just great cutting from Origine there to open that up.
Yeah. Good offense will beat good defense.
I mean, that's one way of putting it. Ariel's pole lands in. Ponton thinking about pitching it deep. Velasquez is gone, but there's too much traffic down there. He wants it around, finds McCullough. Dependable McCullough. Ponton elevates at the last second to keep that alive. Almost popped over his head. He's looking for some options. Bobbles out of hands, but McCullough, he keeps it alive. Miller working really hard to get it out here, but it's not there. Ponton turns on the magnets, keeps it in his hand. Papa Dimitrio's bid, too late. Centeno now has a free under to Zhang. Velasquez comes across. He'll go around to Ponton. Ponton is making these great grabs with the wind, pushing everything around. Bounces off the hand. Okay. I had that in the hands, off the ground, in the hands. Jen, what do you think from here?
I saw the original in the hands, and honestly, the body kind of got in the way through the landing, so I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah.
I would say the original contact was up, but I'm not sure what happened between that and when he rolled over and it was again in his hands.
Those of you on YouTube can rewind, bring it down to 1/4 speed. We cannot. This is strictly memory. I hate to say it, but my memory is not as good as it used to be. Who would have thought at the young age of 23?
Oh,
It's down. I got it. I got it right, Jen. Oh, but wait.
oh,
There's more.
we need to tap back into play before we start moving.
That's right. Yeah, but it's a dead disc, so it has to be live as Arya taps the ground to signal, okay, we're live. Now you can move. Platon's going to pick up the disc. Thinks about a huck. It's not there. Ariel just sticks around so that they can get the swing and the reset. Tremblay looking for a reset. Plateau working hard. He gets his arms out and makes a difficult catch. Ariel has Lavoie. The middle of the field. Ariel's going to air it out. Ponton gets a hand on that pass meant for Tremblay. Gets it back.
Great positioning by Ponton there to get the disc back for his team. Getting another chance.
Ponton sticking his arms out. Who's cutting? Zeke Centeno tries. Turns his undercut into a deep cut. That is far. And Centeno's not going to get there. What a highlight, though. I love it when players make a cut. It's not open, and they take lemons and make lemonade. Centeno's like, oh, my under wasn't open. I tried to bail out Ponton because no one was cutting, and then I took off deep, and he was open. Just the throw was a bit too far. Platon up the line. Chabiran was able to get it, and from advice from the sideline, Origine does bunch of swings to open it up, ending up back in the hands of Breton after changing a few. Pick called by Velasquez against Chandonnet. If you watched our women's final, you'll know that Origine made a huge comeback to win. Origine needs a break to take the lead, but that bounces off the chest of Chandonnet. So not quite completing a comeback yet. Ponton calls a timeout. Smart timeout.
Absolutely. I think I commented a couple points ago how I think the most turnovers we had in a point were won by each team. Not
Now
so
there were
much at the
several.
point, yeah. So probably the longest point of the game so far. Players just need a little bit of time to regroup, make some adjustments here. On the Origine side, they switched to a matchup defense, and I think that's really been giving Dyno a hard time. That's kind of what started to generate a few more turns for them, putting a bit more pressure on all of those catches.
Yeah, because before, the Hamlers, while, they had lots of pressure kind of positionally around them, they had the ability just to keep resetting the count and wait until the defense makes a mistake. So the throwing portion of things was low intensity, right? Now, it's high intensity. It's, I got to put this exactly where the defense can't get it, and the defense has, really challenged every single cut under, out, just with them all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a huge difference in being there as a reset, catching something, kind of moving towards the disc slowly, versus a full sprint to run through every catch, just because the defense is right on your back. So I would guess Origine's going to stick with that matchup defense right now, and we'll see what type of adjustment Dyno comes out with.
I'm almost positive Dyno will run a horizontal play. So this isn't just to set up and start cutting. A play has been called. Let's see what it is. Origine is entitled to set up on defense 20 seconds after Dino signals readiness. That was a weird one. I'm not sure what that was. It doesn't work. Instead, the handlers just dump it. McCullough looking for a reset, looking for Chua, looking for Ponton. They're both covered high. McCullough runs out of time, puts it up. That's going to sail too deep. Lavoie brings it down. Too deep for Miller to get. Tremblay finds Papa Demetriou in the middle. He'll flip that back to Allaire. Breton had Lavoie, didn't like it. Allaire has always hung out on that break side for the reset. Kind of static suddenly from Origine, but able to find a reset in Chabiran. Moves that up to Alal in the middle. He wants to dump it to Breton, runs out of time. Is able to get that around to the open side in Tremblay. Breton streaking across, wants the IO. Ponton's there to shut it down, goes back to Tremblay. Alal takes off. He's going to use tall. It was super effective. He's looking for options, though. He wants a reset. Instead, elects to go for the hammer. Can Chandonnet get it? No, ripped down by Callahan McCullough. He'll in turn send it. That's going to be too far for Centeno. Ezekiel Centeno has once again turned undercutting into big strikes. I've liked both times he's done that. He's really got the wheels. Someone just needs to back him up with the throws. Papa Demetriou will have Lavoie across, doesn't like it, looks for Plateau, up the line, Chandonnet comes back. He's wide open. Lavoie wants it. Miller just a little too far to make up that ground. The cutters here on Origine, Jen, I'm noticing are really intent on getting it back to their anchor handlers, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like they get a 15-yard gainer, just kind of look back for something lateral after that. Another 15-yard gainer, look back to the handler again.
Papa Demetriou instead wants to continue, and
foul call.
Yeah, the way Chabiran reacted, you knew it, and I think Ponton knew he bumped him. Yeah, really good spirit right there by Ponton. Recognized, yeah, dude, that's on me. No contest.
Yeah, we've had a couple of uncontested calls already this game, so even though with the high stakes of the gold medal game in the national championship, players still continue to play with integrity. Yeah, it's fantastic to see.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Tremblay, timeout. That must be, he called it last time, didn't he? That's got to be Origine's last timeout of the half.
I think he called it in about the exact same position on the field.
Relative to the other side, right?
Yeah. I mean, it worked for them last time, so hopefully they will.
That's true.
Be able to.
I wonder if that was instructions, perhaps.
Maybe.
Coaching by Coach Stan or Coach Francis. Possibly. Coach Francis and Stan both have kids on the team, which is cool. Alec Trudeau and number 9, Ollie Papa Demetriou. I remember my dad coaching me in baseball.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my dad was a great coach. It was terrifying. I never got over it. It was always so much pressure, but these boys don't seem to care.
I'd say I had my uncle as my basketball coach from like grade 3 to 12.
Oh, yeah. Did you often go home and complain about how uncle didn't play you?
Well, I mean, he was usually my drive, so.
Oh, yeah, you can't. No. Yeah.
No.
But speaking of parents, I mean, there's so much parent support here, and not just from the Albertans. Everybody is here from all over the place. You really see the commitment of families to support their kids, to participate in this sport. I love that. It has just grown so much. This junior division is huge.
Absolutely, yeah. We have 48 teams total across both divisions, equal 24 in both the junior open and junior women's teams, which is fantastic to see. And yeah, most have a big entourage. We had High Tide playing on the field behind us yesterday, and just a line of parents watching the game.
Plateau now just outside of the end zone. He has Alal wide open for the swing. Tremblay is just chilling, but there's a call of some sort. I think Centeno's trying to work out what happened.
Maybe?
there was a pick. I didn't actually see it. But
There looks like front of the stack area is where people are looking to reposition.
so that'll go back to Breton. I think Centeno was saying I probably could have got in better position on Ariel. But now he decides to poach, so Ariel will get it anyway. But that free swing is not there this time. They'll go around to Breton. He'll flip that over to Tremblay. The wind just takes it away. It bounces out of his hands. Lots of Dino players take off. Ponton not going to do it. He wants them to chill. Chua. We'll go back to Ponton. Ponton has baited that back cut to go back up the line. Lays out to keep it alive. He's made that cut several times with success. Chua. There it is again. Ponton just milking that cut for everything it's worth. Open every time. Zhang is able to find Miller. Miller, where's my reset? Is there someone upfield? Zhang comes back. Zhang gets low and flips that to McCullough. So, Dino pretty fired up on that goal. A hold for Dino. 5-4. The team from Vancouver leads.
They hold, but a very, very long hold. 2 timeouts called in that point. Multiple turnovers on both sides. I think Dino was able to adjust that last possession. A couple previous to that, they overshot the streaking cutter, but this time they were able to instead take those open unders, working it down the field, resetting until they had the more for sure option to punch it into the end zone for their 5th point of the game. The rain is picking up even more at this point. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, definitely from up here in the booth.
We're starting to get the mist fog, when the rain is thick enough that it's hard to see. Yeah. I feel that Origine is going to encounter a depth problem. So one thing about your traditional sense of O-line and D-line in games where you're trading is that while your O-line took a long time to score, you're going to try and give them a rest now. While I'm looking at Origine's line and Breton, Chandonnet, Ariel, they're all out there right now after a 10-minute point.
Yes.
And, it is the finals. You're going to run your horses, but, there will have to be some load management for these star players from Origine.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a huge mental shift, too, from going from that D-line trying to get a break mentality to then having to switch to have a calm, cool, collected offensive point.
Gauthier and Breton look to each other and say, yeah, miscue, our bad. Off that throwaway. Now Dino has a chance at another break to extend their earlier lead. Leon. His throw too high, not fielded by number 96, Lyle Yip. Felt he did not quite have it. Trudeau takes off with Chandonnet. Chandonnet doesn't like the clock. Trudeau comes back around to give him some more room. Breton goes up the line. It's not there. Origine working hard to get open. Lots of tight D from Dino. Ariel able to come across. Breton keeps it alive. That was close to the mud. He's got some low fakes. Has Chandonnet in the middle. Gets that around to Gagne. Gagne's pass. He doesn't pivot, and his follow-through causes the disc to go behind. You got to pivot, folks. Dino now. Once again, at their brick. Chance for a break. Not a lot of options, or actually, I kind of liked the ISO they played there, but that throw thrown behind. Trudeau picks up. He wants to go right away to Chandonnet. I don't. You know what? I look at Trudeau and he realizes right away I did that too quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see some of those Origine players out there are gassed, like hands on knees when those are coming up. Kind of got to fight through the tiredness right now. Really work to value those possessions you get.
That puck is going to air out. Lots of people in the area. And Trudeau takes it down, who had the least amount of height advantage in that pile.
Yep, but outpositioned the other 4 players down there.
Yeah, it looks like somewhere in there the Favre took one in the face, and by one I mean a hand or an elbow. Accidental, of course. No punches were thrown, but the play will stop dead after the fact on the injury. I believe the turnover will stand regardless of when it happens, which would be the, let's say that the moral outcome.
For sure. Yeah, Origine will take possession here. Rain is going sideways right now, and Origine's back, so they do have a bit of wind help here, which for those shorter throws can work. If they're looking to stretch something a bit longer, they really need to be conscious of that added wind, because it might push things a bit farther.
Papa Demetrio flips that back to Trudeau. Trudeau has Gauthier. Back to Trudeau. Platon's wide open. Spicy IO gets up in the grill of Platon. He can't field it in. Shaw looking for options. Finds Dylan underneath. Dylan looking for a reset. Has some options. Leon over to Shaw. Shaw needs an option. Jang comes back to provide that help. Gets to McCready. McCready showing patience. Over to Leon. Dyno showing that patience in their handler core again. I talked about it. And with the wind up, it's Gauthier. 1-2, takeoff, double hand stuff. Origine back with the disc. This is an offensive point for Origine. Platon has Chandonnet. Trudeau catches his man sleeping. This time he's going to air an easy one out to Papa Demetriou. And the goal for Origine. We're tied up at 5-5 in our finals matchup.
I guess the running your horses a little bit strategy has worked out for Origine thus far. Able to maintain that hold, even though it wasn't another long point, especially for those players who doubled up the last 2 longer points. So let's see what kind of line they put out for their next one. Yeah. I think on the Dyno side, I think they need to channel Jaw's energy a little bit more in offense. A couple times he had the disc, had a streaking player upfield, and just kind of looked at him. He's kind of, I see you there, but I'm not going to force this throw right now. And he made a lot of really good choices with the disc. And I think might be a good choice for his teammates to kind of take that same mentality of like, we have open players. Let's just give them a chance. Take those shots instead of trying to forcing something deep that is contested with the wind right now, because the wind is really forcing those throws to kind of hang up there maybe a couple more seconds than they wanted them to.
We are seeing a technical encroachment awarded to Dyno here. That's interesting. Perhaps celebrating beforehand. I'm going to say just doesn't really want any blue cards. Except for the audio for 1 second. We'll be back in 10 seconds. And we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. Just a little logistics that we had to handle. Policeman Clay over here trying to make sure our room is followed. But it's all good. We're getting it done. So let's get back to the game. Punching with the disc. Middle of the field doesn't have a mark, but he is entitled to tap it in right now. Chang looking for some options. Miller has been trying to go up a lot this game, but has also had some dependable unders, but he needs a reset. McCullough, so dependable, coming underneath, is able to get that for him. McCullough looking for the around to Ponton. He's a lefty, so he'll throw that flick to get the around. Ponton tries to take off in a give-go with Chua. Good switch by Ariel. But instead, Ponton comes back, so Origine breaks the give-go up. They can't this time as Ponton turns on the Jets. He's not in, slides in. Breton sets up the mark. Lots of traffic up front. And Dino had Velasquez in the back. Ponton saw him, he called for it, but Jen, flick OI blade in this wind is going to be tough.
Absolutely, yeah. Wind going like essentially straight across the field right now. That throw's not going to go where you intended for it to go. Origine with a break opportunity right now.
Breton with the disc. We've not seen him sub in quite a long time. He gets it back in the center on his goal line. Oh, there's a discussion between him and Centeno. Don't know what. So the stall comes in at 5. Ariel hangs out. He's always ready to get that backfield reset. Breton streaks across. Origine constantly using that negative space with a quick flip back up to make up those yards when needing a reset. Chandonnet elevates to keep it alive. Chabiron with the Chandonnet. Lavoie takes off. Instead, Ariel goes up straight up the line. Lavoie trying to get open on the triple cut. It's not there, but now nobody's cutting. Breton will come around. That over the top reset is tight. The wind is picking up. Lavoie flips it back to Breton. Top of the neutral comes under, but it's not there. Tremblay is going to come across. Breton runs out of time. He puts something up. Lavoie comes down with it. Ponton grabs him to make sure he doesn't fall after the incidental contact. Good spirit. Lavoie looking for options. Big bid, not enough to catch Tremblay. Lavoie cleaning it up as the wind plays to Origine's favor. They are now 5 yards away from their next break and for the lead. And it bounces off the hands of Chaviron, a heartbreaker if you're an Origine fan.
Lavoie saving possession for them twice. And they just have one bouncing out of their hands on the end zone line. Dino having to go a full 70 yards the other way.
Ponton looking for options. Dino notices the bracket and they take advantage. Excellent intelligence in the lanes. Miller trying to take advantage of that deep poaching. Instead, he'll reset to McCullough. Chua puts it up. It turns over. It was almost fielded by Zhang. But as that flubbed in the wind, that was difficult to field.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by Zhang to getting himself in the best position he could. They get a helpful roll after the disc hit the ground there, so Origine is on that far sideline.
Ariel has Lavoie. Lavoie wants a reset. Dino clogging that middle, kind of collapsing into where the resets could be. Ariel is going to have Tremblay. Dino really hungry for that slash across reset. Pick called against number 8. Chandonnet, he disagrees with McCullough, thinks McCullough was too far away or didn't have a shot. McCullough agrees and says, okay, I'm going to catch up. And Chandonnet's like, yep, okay. Lavoie attempts the triple cut. Instead, they flip it around to Tremblay. Ariel takes off. McCullough reads it. And with the interception, Ponton has the disc, looks off the huck. Tachua hearing I need cutters from Coach Alex Lamb on the sideline. He wants those unders to open up. Ponton goes back and gets his hands up high as those passes have continually popped up. He's going to air that out for Miller or McCullough. They both have a shot. Chaviron in the area. Chaviron! The 2-on-1 massive defensive play. Again, the player with the least amount of height advantage. Huge defensive play by Chaviron against would have been two mainstays on the O-line of Dyno.
I think that's 3 separate Origine players we've seen made huge plays despite being one of the smaller players on the field in stature.
Smallest height advantage.
Sorry?
I'm just joking. Breton gets that to Lebois. Chambly. Chandonnet comes across with the scoop. His pass is low. The wind kills that for Papadimitriou. And while Zhang took off, Ponton is slowing things down, walking up to the disc. Zhang tries to come under. Instead, Miller was able to just pop out of the stack. Miller looking for a reset. A double team here against Ponton. And a block by Breton. That was a very neat defensive play to see the double team on Ponton. It was very effective as he had nowhere to go. Chandonnet. Hungry for that D is Centeno, but Aria was able to reel it in. Carefully two-handing that pass as the winds gust in this direction are just painful right now. Papadimitriou extends his arms out. He centers that to Platon. Platon, he needs a reset. Big bid by McCullough, just misses. Lavoie reels it in, has Chandonnet again streaking across on the slash cut. Lavoie goes up the line. Platon needs a swing right away. He keeps getting trapped. Aria is there to provide it. He wants to swing across the field, looking for options. Chambiron off his hands while he's in the air. He's angry. He wants that back. Velasquez trying to get it done. Running out of time. He goes around to McCullough. Blown switch for a wide open Centeno. Ariel's teammate didn't hear it, so Dino gets out of a jam. They're now up in the middle of the field, looking back to Ponton. This time the switch works. Miller is not open, so Dino has to reset, finds Velasquez around. Velasquez is able to reel it in. He seems okay. Around to Ponton. Chambiron playing some tight D on the handlers there, shuts down Jonathan Chua. Chardonnay's bid, not enough to stop Zhang. Ponton's pass around to Velasquez. Velasquez has turned it on this point. Coming under a lot to help out this handler core. He's been doing so much work for Dino. Miller left open again underneath. McCullough wants Ponton. Ponton goes up the line. That over-the-top gain pass keeps working for Dino, specifically to Ponton. McCullough's going to try it. Runs out of time. Throw initiated. Easy reset for Dino. Ponton has Miller, and Miller makes the grab. Would you believe me if I told you that was a hold? Yes. A long, arduous hold by Dino, bringing the score to 6-5.
Yeah, these last 3 points, I think, have been long and arduous. I like those descriptions. Yeah, a lot more patience shown by Dino there. Again, lots of pressure, lots of switching upfield by the Origine defenders, but they have no answer for Ponton right now. When he wants a reset, he's always getting always getting open for his teammates, being constantly available, and then just being able to get so many different options upfield.
They had it one time, right? You saw that double team totally shut them down, and then Platon was able to get the hand block on it. However, that's a very risky and difficult scenario to execute because you are leaving a man open. The stars have to align to find the situation where you can get Ponton where he doesn't realize, because Ponton's solution is just to leave, right? And you'll have like McCullough or Velasquez or Chua come under. But that time, Origine just saw an opportunity and seized upon it. But you're right. Otherwise, there's been no answer.
And I mean, Dino has that depth that if they want to put two of their defenders on Ponton, I'm pretty sure Dino's going to be successful playing 6-on-5. So again, it's going to be those quick choices there. We'll see if their O-line can respond in the same way that Dyno's O-line has with a hold here, or if Dyno's going to come down with another break on defense.
That's Dino pull. Lands it half, quickly fielded and flipped out to Breton. He has Gauthier, flips that back to Roberge. Chacun looking for options. We're seeing some players we haven't seen from Origine yet as they're needing to access more of their personnel to give those mainstays a rest. Breton wants that option up the line. It's not there. Instead, he's able to find Gauthier. Roberge is there for the jam cut. Handler core for Origine doing a lot of work, not looking upfield a lot. That's kept up by Lefebvre. Over to Breton. Breton looking off, but tantalizing through the middle of defenders, but it's not there. A pick called downfield by Dylan. I did see that happen. It was a big bump as two Origine players crossed paths, but the disc will stay with Trudeau as it didn't affect anything. Trudeau. Up the line, the goal to Gauthier. So Origine has an answer, and that is scoring a point in 90 seconds.
Yeah. First clean point we've seen in a while from either of these teams here. So good on Origine to kind of settle back in, adjust to the new gusts of wind that they're seeing here. Bursts of rain, anything else that might come their way, but good for them to kind of have those, especially those fresher players out there, get a quick score so that the rest of their teammates can have the chance to rest on the sideline and still come out with their full strength in defense for this next point. Trying to break Dino before half.
Which I feel like should be soon. We're an hour into the game.
Yeah.
We did start on time, or as close to on time as we could. We actually can't see the clock up here. We'll have to lean back in a minute and see. You got your fancy graphics on this stream, but we do not. We know the score is 6-6, and we're on serve. So, you know, for all the hard work, you can say, yeah, it's a tie game. No team has really pulled away yet. That's true. But, you know, we're seeing the O-line of Dino just slogging it out. They're getting it done. But, oh, man, they've been on the field the majority of this game.
Yeah.
And with Origine, when we talk about majority, Breton is still on the field. Ariel's Paul will be fielded by Chua. He moves it over to Ponton. He wants Miller going deep. Miller wants it. Oh, Miller out of rush, and it's a second. So close, but not close enough. Gauthier looking for options. They'll go to Breton in the middle. He'll flip that back to Ariel. Those three go through a sequence to move it. A pick on Breton. Miller says that caused me not to get and set to you. Sorry, gets you and set a mark. So the stall will be coming in on one. It goes back to Ariel. The sequence by Origine trying to use the same three people to get that better field position on the break side before looking at cutters. Chambiran comes under. That is up. Question
Looks
mark?
like it. I saw a couple Dino players signal down, but none of them really stuck with that signal. So Origine plays on.
Ariel now looking for options. Finds Gauthier. He wants to go right back to Breton. Breton pulls off the bait backwards and then runs up the line. Ariel wants it. He's going to give it a shot. He's big and outstretches his arms. Looks for the quick option. And a break for Origine, bringing the score to 7-6. Their first lead of the game. I believe that was Gauthier with the goal.
Oh, observers are signaling something
Well,
now.
this is tricky because we had signals for goals from several of the observers. Now there's some talk, some pointing. Someone was trying to bring it back from earlier, saying it down, but they moved on. I don't know. Okay.
Looks like that goal will stand, so we are 7-6 Origine.
So I believe,
Origine player with the observer here now.
yeah, just trying to figure out what happened or how the calls go. I'm seeing all players move towards their respective tents.
I believe we are at
I
halftime.
believe
Time would
we are at half. I'm just going to double check that. Stan, halftime? Healthy. All right, Coach Stan from Origine, help me out. It is halftime, so we're going to play a few ads and see if either team would like to send a player up here for a quick interview. So if you'd like to listen in, do so. Otherwise, it is a 7-minute break. We'll be back with you shortly.
I love working with the team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 Welcome back, Ultimate fans. I am here with Isaac from Origine. Isaac, huge break before the half for your team. How are you feeling about that first half so far?
I mean, it's a very hard temperature to play in. A lot of turns, a lot of rain, a lot of wind. So we need to keep turns at a minimum and try to force the most turns out of the other team and try the most to break points against the wind, because that's the hardest thing right now out there. And we just did before half, so it's incredible. And we hope to keep getting some breaks and keep our lead up.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely some long points in the middle of that first half there, but you had a nice clean hold right before that break, so it's good to have a couple of quick points there. What do you think your team's key focuses are going to be to kind of continue that momentum into the second half and hopefully bring home a national championship?
Especially like keep the disc secure, because it's so slippery out there, the disc, that it's easy to drop it. So really control the disc before doing anything else and play as slowly and surely as we can to reduce our turns once again and get these long points out.
That sounds like a great plan. Before I send you back, anyone or your teammate you want to shout out, or maybe anyone watching on the stream at home?
I mean, shout out to my coach Joanne, because he couldn't be here today, and shout out to my coach as well for all this great season, getting us there to the finals. That's where we want to be at.
Awesome. Thank you for the exciting first half, and we look forward to seeing what happens in the second.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Anytime.
Isaac.
2, 1. Burr. Oh, the cold. The wind has picked up here in our second half of finals action at the Canadian Ultimate Championship Junior Edition. On your right, in frame right now in the blue, is Dino from Vancouver, trailing with the score of 6 by a mere 1 point to the team in white. Origine from Quebec City. This is a sports match. The rain is sideways. The wind is bananas. It is blown tires all over the field. You can see it's beginning to get a bit worn. Jen, this has been a hell of a game.
It has been. Despite how cold we are up here, these players on the field are still bringing their full energy out for every point, trying to run through every defensive play, full speed cuts as much as they can. Yeah, there's some blown tires because that means the effort is there. And I think we're going to see that effort to continue through this very close, intense finals game.
Plateau and Gauthier have done a lot of heavy lifting this game. I don't think Plateau has stopped since the beginning. Alain has some trouble slowing down. Players put their hands up and say, we're good, and reset, tap the play back in. So Origine with an opportunity for a very quick hold, but Alain is running out of time. He puts it up high to Trudeau. It's not there. Petaluna tries to take off, but none of his players really saw him going. But they go to it anyway. He'll take that over Plateau. Looks off the throw to McCready. Dylan tries to go for him. Instead, it will be Jordan Leon providing the dump. Leon, solid handler for this defensive line of Dino. Shaw looking for options, wants Leon. Able to just snatch that out of the way of Papa Dimitriou. Bidding to get it back for the O-line. Some static movement from Dino. They'll have to reset. They do. The wind has become a super bananas. It is very difficult right now. Shaw looking for options. Out of the hands of Petaluna. Origine wants this organic break, as they call it, coming out on offense after half. Plateau airs it out for Ariel. He's going to use tall. It again was super effective. Pitches it out for Gauthier. Not quite in. And Ariel drops the disc on the go-ahead goal. How do you respond after this, Jen?
Oh my. I think Ariel's going to snap right back, try and get the disc back for his team.
Which
I know they've had this opportunity already. Similarly,
yes.
They got to the doorstep.
And Ariel did that earlier in the game with a clutch D versus Canyon to seal the deal. So he has it in him. Dino runs out of time, airs it out, sky ball present. Lavoie, unsurprising, he comes down with it, has done great in the air this game. Plateau looking for options. Has Papa Dimitriou underneath, but there's lots of traffic. Ariel just hangs out. He's that deep threat. He's often available on the edge. Plateau takes up off the line, gets double teamed. That leaves Lavoie wide open for the big swing, and Chandelier gets the goal. Origine goes wild as they take a 2-point lead. The score now 8-6. Origine.
Yeah, great work by the Origine offense to punch it in when they got that second chance there. I know Ariel will not be dropping another disc like that this game.
No, it's just I always like to say to players when that happens, I'm like, see all those teammates on the field with, oh, you go hug them.
Yeah.
Right now. But, you know, I mean, these gusts, the moisture, you don't, those things that feel like they're easy that you do in practice are just like, yeah, whatever. Suddenly it's just, there's an extra element of surprise when those go in the air. These things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a bit of a switch there where Dino's been playing such tight defense, and Origine certainly had to hustle to get there, where that mind frame of like, oh, there's no one around me now, I just need to catch it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have that little
Yeah,
slip
yeah.
of like, it's
Mental
not in my
lapse
hands right now.
in focus because there's not that pressure.
Yeah. Great work by the Dino D-line out there, battling against the wind. They had the opportunity, just fell short of the end zone line there, so hopefully their offense will be able to keep things clean, which they struggled with in the second half of the first half, but give that D-line another opportunity to try and earn that break back for Dyno.
Ariel's pull was low and lands just short of half. Ponton, who has just been absolutely solid for Dyno this game, ends up picking it up. See a zone look from Origine. I would actually say it's similar to FSU playing person on the handlers, zone in the back. They're definitely sloppy. There's definitely some aggression in Pontoon's direction to try and shut him down, but he does not care. Zhang on the line. He'll go around to Ponton. Breton has that matchup. Tough if you're Breton right now. You've played literally every point, and then you get one of the hardest assignments. That's just out of reach of McCullough. The wind pushing that down. Ariel picks up, wants to swing to Breton. Ponton shuts the door. So a call, probably a violation on a fast count or disc space, coming in at 6. So I don't know what happened.
I believe the observer signaled fast count on that one.
Okay. Lavoie. Ariel trying to get open. It's not there. He's running out of time. He's going to flip it to Breton, so that resets the count. Origine, this is the move. Every time, take the loss, get it right back for the gain. Chandonnet, collision with his man, Good Spirit. He helps Chua right back up and says, yep, that's on me. Observer John will go confirm what the stall count is. Looks like it's 4.
I know I mentioned before, but there hasn't been many contested calls in this game on either side.
It's true.
Not many where the observers have gotten involved. Quite often, a player's made a call, and the opposition has immediately been like, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great job on both teams in this, like, high-stakes final. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Chua and Ponton playing a little pitch and catch together. Who, again, Dino seems to have this problem of having too many people cut to that isolation space at the same time. That throw is low. I see this foul signal immediately from Ethan Zhang. It's retracted. So, Good Spirit by Zhang saying, I felt there was contact. I'm going to call the foul. I believe Gauthier was probably like, actually, I think that was on your follow through, and it looks like Zhang made the retraction signal immediately. That's pretty great. I mean, often when you feel that contact, you're like, ow, foul. That's the reaction, and then you're like, oh wait, you know, and really good thought process there by Zhang. Ariel goes up the line. Ponton doubles teams, goes for the D anyway. Foul called by him against Zeke Centeno, feeling that Centeno reached in, stopped his momentum to get the D. A lot of players reach around with their arms in front to try and mac the disc, but in doing so, your forearm and your tricep kind of create this arm bar where you force the person out, and you're not actually allowed to stop their momentum. Hard to swallow if you're the defense, because you're like, but I got it. You know, I thought I outworked you, but you know, if you use your arm to slow down the offense's momentum, that is illegal.
I think I saw Centeno actually put his arm down, and he might be claiming that he also felt like he was pushed out of the way in order to make that play as well. So
no, you is the call.
Yeah.
So that's contested.
Yeah, and I mean, it could have just been a double foul.
And we're in on 5. Thank you, Observer Ken. So the stall is 5. The score is 8-6 Origine. This is a defensive point for Origine. Oh, we've got a violation or foul, an infraction, if you will. So it's going to come in on 5. Breton needs to get this off. He has Lavoie. That pops up high. Lavoie expertly taking that quick. Flips it to Ariel. Over to Chandonnet. They play together. Ariel needs some options. He'll go around to Breton. That pass sits nicely for Asselin. Breton trying to find some room. I think number 15 there, Jacques, kind of lost his footing and bonked Breton. He immediately says, yeah, that's on me. The high five there. Loving this collaboration, if you will, on the foul calls to figure out what's up. Chandonnet. Doesn't like the flip. Lavoie is covered by Zhang. That's not there. Breton takes that negative space. But this time, no one's there for the follow-up for Origine. But instead, Ariel able to use that height to make it so his defenders sit deep on him, and he just comes and hangs out for the dump. Asselin wants to get it back to Breton. Ariel blows a tire. That reset isn't there. Chambiran comes under from the stack. 10 yards. Breton tries a jump cut up the line. There's a infraction of some sort on the throw.
Like a fast count call again?
Yeah, I don't know, actually, what happened there. So, haven't seen any hand signals yet. I think that's because no one knows what's happening. But our observer is quick to get in there and work out what's going on. Okay, stall. Or do you tap your watch to maybe understand what the stall count is? That makes sense. Time,
That could have been it,
perhaps?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking they were signaling that for fast count, but we actually don't know that one.
Chambiran flubs his throw, wonders if there anything should have happened, but no, that's just unfortunate execution. McCullough. Travel called against Zeke Centeno. I agree with that call. He did slow down and speed up to make that throw. You cannot slow down and then speed up even if you're moving continuously.
Like a discussion at the disc again.
That's tough for Origine. Asselin's infraction because they were playing lights out D on the handlers there. I think they had a high stall count coming. You see Ponton is up kind of between the cutters and the handlers here. I imagine that we'll see one of these handlers come back for a dump and swing to Ponton, or Ponton will be isolated here. I see Centeno looking in his direction. So they'll isolate Chua. Instead, it's McCullough who comes down. Breton pointing for the switches. They kept up. The disc never hits the ground, so Miller rolling around and able to keep the disc alive. McCullough flips it to Ponton. They do a give-go. McCullough reaching out to make sure that high throw isn't defended. Ponton and him with some give-goes up the line. Dino content to work it up the sideline. Ja is going to go around to Ponton. Will they swing it around? Chua's going for it, but Ponton doesn't like it. Waits for it to settle down before taking the reset. Lavoie goes for the bid. Ponton jumps the gap. Ponton again, doing all the work in the handler core. Just isolated foul on his throw. I don't think he... It felt... I don't know. There was a catch in his throw there. It looked like there was some contact.
Yeah. I think a punch has got a good case on this one. Was contested by the thrower, or by the mark, sorry.
I mean, it's contested, but since it was the stall one, it doesn't matter. He gets the disc back, contested or not. Chua finds Ponton for the reset, up to Ja. I know, working it around to Chua. Now, see, this is where Dino thrives, just resetting the disc. If you're unchallenged, you can just pitch the disc back as often as you need to. This dominator set in their end zone. All the cutters are very far back, at least 20 yards. This is just all about handlers. Centeno suggesting he needs some help from Ethan Zhang. And that goal brings the score to 8-7. Dino's first goal of this half. That was a D point for Origine, was it not? Yes, that was a hold for Dino. They needed it bad. Want to talk about dominators for a minute? Yeah. Well, what I saw was, I actually didn't catch on that that's what they were doing. It seemed the cutters subtly were moving to the back of the end zone. It was not an obvious play until you kind of look over and you're like, why are there four dudes at the back right? Oh. And not only that, it was a dynamic one.
Yeah.
You know, Centeno signaling like, hey, it's about to happen. He goes across. And then we had Ethan Zhang come in from the cutter space and get in there and get the goal. And we saw Origine players lift their hands up and go, well, how did I know he was going to cut? So that's a neat end zone set.
Yeah, I like it. I've noticed a few teams, they'll run that, like, instead of the standard vertical stack, throw some players at the back.
Yeah.
It's like, if the defenders follow you, you have a 40 by 12-ish yard box to work in, one-on-one.
You seem to know a lot
If
about
they
this.
decide to not,
Yeah.
then often you can get that wide open shot in the end zone because your players, like, when they're back there, they're not going to catch the disc.
So,
They'll go help.
based on your understanding, this is Parched end zone offense? No.
I have with other teams, but not with Parch. No.
Zone set and travel called. Plateau taps it back in after a little hop. So Dino trying to slow them down, almost do, but Sean today is able to reel it in. Ariel looking for options, has Plateau wide open. Dino electing in this cow or diamond zone, arrowhead, whatever you call it, to allow lateral movement. Because just maybe there'll be risky throws like that and it'll generate a turnover. Stuff the upfield, make them throw a lot, slow them down. So we haven't seen this look from Dino this game. Ariel looking for options. Lots of support from Origine, but again, Dino is holding them on the upfield. They're just getting yards at a time until they find a hole. Papa Dimitriou hits the ground to keep it up. Gauthier over to Trudeau. Trudeau around the plateau. Chandonnet flips it up to Plateau, and Plateau using some momentum to break up this diamond. That is how you do it against the arrowhead. You come through, those holes generate. Origine figuring it out. Pop Dimitriou flips that back to Plateau. It calls a timeout. This will be the first of their half, so it is legal.
Discussion still happening on the field, maybe about stall count. Origine about 3 yards outside the end zone line here.
So I think players were just confused. Coaches came onto the field, were trying to get the players like, what just happened? And it seemed that all the coaches were like, it's a timeout, get over here.
Great patience by the Origine offense, in particular the Origine handlers against that zone from Dino. I think it's a great call. Like, it is gusty out here. It is wet, and I think forcing them to throw as many passes as they did is a good choice for Dino. Origine showed a lot of patience coming up here, and now they're in position to have another clean hold for their offense here. We will see what they set up out of this timeout. Last time they were in this spot, they did run an ISO. Might be.
Yeah, they seem to favor that.
And it looks like they're kind of setting up in that formation again.
Yeah, interesting how they've left two handlers out of the stack, trying to get more room for Chandonnet at the front here. So we're going to guess that that's the look. Someone better take him. Petaluna does. Chandonnet trying the triple cuts. It is the ISO. It's just a lot of hard work. It's not there. Trudeau pulls off the move and it bounces off his elbows. And you see Jordan Leon, who has been the anchor handler for this Dino D-line, just saying, chill out, chill out.
Tang sprinting deep, looking for an option there. He had about 15 yards on any defenders, but I think smart move by the Dino handlers to be like, I see you there, great cut. Oh,
Dylan's throw too high. Looked like Gauthier was able to get his hand in the way of any receiver reading that. Plateau's going to pitch that out to Gauthier. He's not in it. Bobbles. He pitches it up to Plateau. The hold for Origine is confirmed. 9-7 for the crew from Quebec City.
Origine able to get that disc back. Almost had the clean hold with the little bobble after their timeout call, but unfortunately Dino's swing pass point the handlers did not connect, and then Origine picked apart the open side, upline cut for the score. Keeping that 2-point lead they have over Dyno as their O-line walks back out.
Well, my notes have graduated to completely saturated, just like my socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I own right now. Props to these players still out there in shorts right now.
And
Short sleeves.
the fans.
Yes.
I mean, look around. Both
Yeah.
teams have their cadre of their sister teams here. We've got Origine on this sideline coming off their gold medal win. Dino in their ponchos on the other side, supporting their teammates.
Yeah, fans up in the stands who have been here watching
There's a
all
bunch
week.
of parents that look like us clutching their arms across their chests trying to stay warm. Jen, isn't it great when you and I comment together in Edmonton? This always happens to us.
Yeah. I don't know if we've had like a nice weather
No.
event ever. Summer weather in Edmonton's usually not this terrible.
Oh, I've heard that. Punted to McCullough. Again, this FSU match in the front, zone in the back from Origine, and I like it because the whole idea is you just want to put a lot of pressure on these handlers and stuff them in the lanes, but how you break in FSU is you just send players back to help, which they do. It bounces off the hands of number 33, Ethan Sheng. But all looking for options.
Oh, another distance on the mark
There's
here.
chat between him and Ponton. Ponton shaking his head. So it is a stall. So it's fast count. I think that's why they keep.
I think so.
It's got to be. Yeah. Oh, violation. Players moving before they were supposed to. That's Tremblay taking steps a little too early.
I get it. It's really cold here. I wouldn't want to stand just any longer than I have to either. They look back at producer Sarah's teeth chattering.
Yeah,
now.
you can't hear them, but we can. Chandonnet trying to get open. Plateau's out of time. Lafroy is just coming in clutch in those instances. Chandonnet's open in the middle. Here's the pick. Better catch that. No goal. So there's a pick before Chandonnet caught it. So if the pick wasn't on Chandonnet, it can stand, but then the play has to stop. So Papa Demetrio being open there was after the disc was ruled dead.
Yes. Also, the pick did affect the player who caught it in the end. So either way, it would go back to his player.
Yeah, Chandonnet was open, and I think he's made the case that, yeah, you could definitely get the mark, and it seems that observer Justin there is just explaining what the stall count should be to Chua. They'll flip that back to Ariel. Plateau's going to go up the line. It's not there. Lavoie providing the help that's been desperately needed, but there's a lot of slipping and sliding. He's running out of time. Just goes over the top to Ariel. He finds a man. Tremblay seems to be having a discussion with Miller. I'm not sure what it is. Jen, I'm not really surprised to see this happening.
No, absolutely. I think there's a lot of slipping around on all sides right now, and I think there might have been a little bit of contact as can't see where the thrower is there, tried to pivot.
Yeah. So,
but I think it's a lot of like unsure footing at this point, on top of the high intensity of the game.
Yeah.
People trying to stay warm. Terrible wind. A lot of factors at play here. They're kind of causing some movements that might not have happened maybe earlier in the day or yesterday.
so it's coming in at 8. Really, Ariel, it was there for him, but he puts it down. Ponton puts it. Oh, the wind helps. Ariel with the clutch presence D. Just enough to make it bounce out of the hands of Ethan Sheng. The heroics of Ariel happened in the Canyon game after a mistake, and there it is again, him getting it right back. He's going to go back the other way and flubs his throw. Chambonnet smartly jumps over it, though, and now it's coming back, and now he kicks it, and now it stays there. Everyone seems content with where the disc is. All right. Fontaine thinking about going to Miller, too much coverage. He'll go around to McCullough. I will slow down. That's going to be over the top. Sky ball. Chua has the read. Says, please don't hit me. Everything's fine. Breton knows that Ponton wants that up the line move, so he protects it backwards. Chua calls a foul, and his check, I can't. Oh, that's Chamiran disagrees.
Dino's sideline right in front of us here, bouncing to stay warm, trying to motivate their O-line here.
Yeah. You didn't know it's O-line. Oh, and we've got a cramp downfield. That sucks. Everybody trying to help. Cramps are the worst.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not surprised to see that either. These conditions take a toll. It's cold. Even if you're warm out there running, you stop running for a second, you get some chills from being wet in the wind, and your muscles seize up.
Day 3 of a tournament, which doesn't happen very often for these players.
No.
Normally they're 1 or 2 day tournaments
Yeah,
they play through.
it's usually the first morning of Grandmasters, you know. But we don't see it a lot in juniors. But then again, they're working so hard.
They
I mean,
are.
muscles are going to catch up with you.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who it is down there. I believe it's number 0, Ezekiel Centeno, being tended to while the call is worked out down here. So no delay on the call, actually, because I think Centeno's cramp is going to take a bit. Asking for water just to get Centeno hydrated and stop the cramp. Asselin is going to sub in for Tremblay, which is permitted because obviously Centeno will be taking an injury sub. And because that didn't happen on a foul, he actually has to by rule.
Looks like the call at the disc is resolved. Observers are remove themselves from that space.
We find our own ways to stay warm.
Yeah.
But the excitement of this game definitely helps.
Yeah. I think we are just under 100 minutes into the game. Soft cap should go at 105 minutes. So players have probably around less than 10, maybe about 10 minutes before cap. I'm sure you can see the time on your screens there, but
Yeah.
based on the score at this point, I feel like we are
9-7,
going
yep.
to a capped game and not making it to 15 at this point. So
Yeah.
we'll be with you for the full time slot.
We actually had this instance happen in 2022. A player from Kelowna had a cramp, and it lasted about 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and an agreement was made by both teams to actually stop the clock.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if the teams agree on it, that is permitted. You know, sometimes it's the best case because at the end of the day, we want everyone to be okay, healthy, and you know, have the game progress on its merits, right? Not have the clock run out due to a player getting a cramp. That would be really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what sort of resolutions, if any, are made.
I think we've mentioned a few times here, like, been a highly spirited game so far. I think both teams would love to play it out to that full resolution of like what the outcome would have been if they had that time.
I see our co-competition director Dean down here, and in his hand he has a horn, so I feel like it's coming.
Yeah.
Honk honk, Dean. He's not sure how long. He's gonna wait and see
Sounds good.
where we're at this resolution.
We are getting the Dyno player
yeah.
off
Coach-
the field here.
Coach Lamb been in the gym carrying his player off. You got to do it all when you're a coach. So the stall is 0. And I think we are not. Dyno only has 6 players. Here comes Miller. Miller was carrying Centeno off the field, so they had to wait for him to come back. All right, here we go for real this time. Coming in on one, just pumped. Wants some action, wants some cuts. Not quite there. Ponton up the line, bounces off his hand. The first time this game, he has dropped it.
I think Lavoie had a little bit of effect on that one as well, throwing his hand in there as he was chasing his. Oh, and Dyno gets it right back.
Ill-advised throw by Sean today to throw that. You had to throw behind him. Ariel, unable to reel that in. Chua with the disc now is able to get to McCullough as his check blows a tire. Platon playing lockdown D on Ponton. Zhang. McCullough provides the reset up front. Swing around to Zhang. He milks. Hit a few steps with a little dance backwards. Ponton looking for the around. Not there. Flips it over to McCullough. Already seeing Platon really favor stopping the up line from Ponton. Platon knows he's going to go for it. Chambiral attempting lights out D, works out, but instead there's relief to Zhang. Ponton gets it across. He elevates that to McCullough. It's in. He slides out. It's not quite in the end zone, though, so he gets it at the cone. Around to Ponton. Something happened. Looks like a pick. Chandonnet just signaling he just got caught up, so he'll take a step over to his check to be in position. Miller wanted it, but ooh, this goal. Okay, so you you can't take that back. You can't agree as a team. It should stand. So Ponton and Miller and Platon and Miller's check all agree that they did not hear the injury call. They could let this stand. But a Dino player went down, signaled injury, and then the throw went off. The technicality here is that the disc is dead at the time of the injury. Or foul, excuse me. So it does go back.
To Ponton.
Yeah.
Resetting the stall count.
Dino resets. High stall count, not forcing it. Want to keep possession. Luna puts that out to Ponton. Ponton is inbounds, but not. Oh, it's a goal. Amazing. Ponton with the presence of mind to know he was running into the lion's den and yet reels it in.
Great focus by Ponton to be able to pull that in, maintain that just 1 point deficit for Dino.
My pen no longer works. It's too wet. It is 9-8. Time? No. Maybe. No.
We have
Hard
not
to say.
heard a horn yet.
Yeah.
So we are not in any sort of cap situation at this point. So we'll continue playing game as is. They have a full Origine huddle down at their end zone right now. Not sure if they've called a timeout or not. Oh, players are dispersing, so it looks like just
we
calling
stand
on.
up this.
Yeah.
Quebec teams do this so well. You see it, juniors, you see it, seniors, is they always meet each other as an entire team wherever they're going to have to be shortly to quickly get everybody on the same page. It's so organized. Hey, everybody in Victoria, look at it. Look at it. It's so helpful for coaches and players alike to know what's going on.
Yes, absolutely. We've had players going down. If your standard 7 O-line is not available, you can easily look and see who you want to put in for the next option. Dean down here with his finger on the air horn button.
So this point will conclude. We'll add 1 to the highest score, and after that, it'll be game to that score. If Dino gets a score, it'll be universe. But they do not have possession right now. It is Origine working it up the field. Kept alive by Gauthier. Gauthier has Breton up the middle. Breton slides to keep that going. Trudeau's available. Lavoie. I was just thinking his hands are clutched, and that's his first drop. In a moment which, especially with the wind, this could be the TSN turning point for Dino here.
Absolutely. They need this point. They need to maintain possession here. Origine putting pressure on those resets.
Papa Demetrio, you saw it all the way with a huge bid and line into the disc to D. McCullough. That was all Papa Demetrio all day. Breton needs an option. Chandonnet is there. Ariel uses his height, the advantage, baits the out, goes back. Trudeau is open on the around. No cuts from Origine. Lavoie reels it in this time. Steps around, back to Trudeau. Breton has Chandonnet, doesn't see him. High for Lavoie, bounces off his hands. Not his fault that time. That was a tough one. Yep. We'll go around to Ponton, off his hands. Ponton with the second effort, can't reel it in. The wind, pushes it away. Oh, the pass from Ariel is flubbed, even though Breton was wide open. McCullough thinks about the big throw. It's not there. Chandonnet switches off to keep that pass to 5 yards. Petaluna looks for a yip. It pops up. That'll be a foul call. Ariel's argument here is I had position that was underthrown. You changed direction and ran towards me. Of course you're going to crash into me. There's nothing I can do. But I think Yip might have been ahead of him in both regards. So I see both sides. I see both sides.
Coming down, it did look like Yip had that inside position there.
Yeah.
But there was also an observer right there, so if they have the opportunity to go to them for the call, I'm sure they had a great view as to what happened.
Observer JF.
It's like foul contest. We'll go back to the thrower. I think Dinos worked themselves about halfway down the field here.
Foul's contested. So it goes back to throw. Petaluna with the disc. Violation. Players were moving before the disc was in. It looked like they tapped it in. Yeah, not blaming Shaw there. That looked tapped in. But here we go. Obvious signal. Petaluna going to go around to Ponton. No surprise. Ponton able to keep it up after the wind tried to kill it. He goes around, bounces off the hands of Jordan Leon. Trudeau trying to get his team to calm down. Has Breton for the easy dump. Chandonnet's wide open up the line. Gauthier takes off. Gauthier reels it in. That goal's confirmed. No ifs, ands, or buts. Origine with the goal.
And that puts Origine up 10-8. And with the soft cap board going in that point, making this a game to 11.
We are almost sure.
Game to 11,
Yeah.
as River Ken just said.
Oh, you just said it. Game to 11. So, Dino, with the score of 8, will have to score their O and break twice to win. Origine has to score once. They are 1 point from the championship to unseat the two-time. I
think two-time.
No, two-time.
I think this, if they won this one, it would make the third, I believe. I think Dino has won 23-24?
Yes.
that
It's
correct?
2025, isn't it?
It is 2025.
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, I'm back.
It's all right.
The
Maybe
two-time reigning champs.
Restricting the blood flow to your brain. It's
Yes, we got it. Origine with a chance to unseat the two-time reigning champs.
fine. Can we say a two-time CUC Junior 25 if Origine wins both the women's and the open?
The sweep.
Yeah.
Yes, that is possible right now.
Yeah.
Now,
We have the Origine sideline amped up right now.
yeah, no one's following the sideline rules anymore. There's too much excitement. That pull off the legs of Ariel. So it gives Dino good field position. No surprise to see the strongest Dino players playing this whole game out there. Breton is still on the field. He has played the whole game. That pass is too low for Shaw. Breton will go pick up.
Origine with a break chance here for a national title.
Foul called by Breton, no contest by McCullough. It's off deep, that deep throw, a challenge right now with the wind. Off the hands of Ariel, Bren's gonna get it back. It's legal if it touches someone else. Lavoie up the line, fakes the big hug to Breton. Breton looks for some options. Lavoie is there. Fakes it to Ariel. They'll go back to Breton. Ariel in the middle. Lavoie takes off. It's going to get put by Ariel. Lavoie gets it. That is it! Origine wins the 2025 Open Final in the junior division, unseating Dino. Number 3 on Dino is holding up his hands for a pick call. He's going to go ask Observer John if it's a thing. Let's just hold our horses. Nobody else sees it, but I see it. Pick call.
Pick call.
Oh, man. This one time in Irvine in November, I was part of the team that celebrated when they thought they won the championship and it had to come back.
Oh, I may have watched that.
Yeah, but then we won anyway. So it's all. I don't. This must have been a few throws ago.
Yeah. I mean, again, we don't have the replays here, but I'm sure we have many people watching back.
We have no idea. I do not know or how when this happened.
Yeah.
So y'all can go find out.
I mean, Lavoie was quite open in the end zone, pulling down that pass.
Yeah, I just used my best they won, lines. Now it's not going to feel the same.
Bring that energy back again. You can do it.
I can do it.
You can
Okay,
do
yeah,
it.
It's not about me.
Got your blood pumping a
Yeah,
little bit,
yeah,
though, hey?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm shaking.
Feeling good?
Yeah. And Ariel is saying, how? I don't think it'll matter. The pick, he's standing by it. It's going to come back. Honestly, observer ruling. If any observer saw it, great, you have nothing to lose. Just ask them. Because they're either going to say, yes, it's the same as a contest. It goes back. Oh, well, you still have possession. Or they're going to say, yeah, nah, you win.
Also,
Go to Orange.
Happen too if it was more than one throw ago. Play would still
Yeah.
stop after the outcome of
Yeah.
that throw.
Conference? Oh, this is interesting. We did not see it until he put his hands up. As us, we weren't watching the TV, so we can't tell. Oh, sorry, that was on the mic. But they were asking us if we saw the pick hands go up as neutral observers from media, but that's not on tape. We're just spectators, and we personally did not see them. That's what we're sharing with the observers.
Watching the disc on the other side of the field, it was really
Yeah, there was other stuff going on. Hard to say. There's no perspective. So if the player stands by this call and no one has perspective of whether or not it's legit, it will come back, even if if there's a disagreement. Well,
We're just trying to figure out if we can.
so Origine has come to us and asked if they can rewind the stream. We'll see. I mean, we have that capability. It's not something that we can suggest. Oh, here comes Ken. So the observers are asking us if there's a way we can rewind. We're going to do it. Jen and I are going to jump off the mic because there's going to be a lot of people talking up here. But the intrigue of this situation, we will share with you what happens. We're going to turn off the audio, though. Well, no result yet, folks. We've got two observers up here in the booth with our media director, and they're just going over the tape. We're replaying the stream over and over again to try and assess if it was a valid call or not. They're working hard to get it right. We're watching them do it. A lot of concentration is going into this. From the perspective of multiple parties, they have now completed it. I'm going to just wait and see what the signal is so that you all watching can share in the reaction with me. I've never seen this.
I think the most dramatic observer ruling we have ever seen at the Canadian Ultimate Championships.
Oh man, how do you feel if you're Ken right now?
They're running out of the coaches for this observer ruling.
Okay. Waiting. It is so quiet. The rain has stopped. The wind has stopped. It's a goal. Origine wins. The pick was not valid. They are your champions. Although that resolution was a roundabout way in a very unique fashion, it couldn't have gone any other way. I mean, that was protocol. The observers used everything they could to make that assessment. We had the resources, and Origine are indeed your champions. I told you the line wasn't going to be as good. 10. What a game. What a performance by Origine.
Absolutely, and to break to win a national championship as well. Good on them. Hey, we can rewind the tape to make sure that the call got right. They can also rewind the tape to hear your call after they scored that goal.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But Origine with the sweep, Quebec City taking junior nationals in both divisions. What a wonderful tournament. The weather was bananas, but you know what? It made for an amazing experience here in Edmonton, Alberta. And we're not finished.
We are not. The week is not even over.
Media director Sarah shakes her head in dismay just because of the weather. But tomorrow, starting at 10:30 Mountain Time, we will have our first 10:15, pardon me. We will have our first matchup on stream of this senior edition of the tournament. Please tune in tomorrow to join us for that. We will sign off for now with a congratulations to Quebec City for sweeping nationals. Thank you for joining us.
check. Huge bid, gets the target.
Great opportunity for the Germans, and they break with ease.
Throw it the full 80 yards to the field? Are you kidding me?